Welcome back to another squonkerific video. Have you ever heard somebody say the phrase, all I can draw is a simple stick figure? Oh, I can't draw anything better than a stick figure. Sort of dismissing the notion? Well, I am here to tell you to never underestimate a good stick figure. Oh no. And that is what this video is all about today. Something called understructure. With simple understructure, you can create any creature your imagination can muster and give it form and give it life and be able to put it in any pose or situation you can think of. So today, we're going to stick to very simple stick squonks. That is right. So let us start very simply. I like to start out with the head. So there's the head, like that. And then I do a little line going back. This line is the spine, which is the thing that runs right down the center of your back. This also runs down the back of your dog, your cat, your fish, almost any animal you can think of outside of things like spiders and insects. They have something different. But yes, so your spine. So it's just a circle, a spine, and then I will draw a second circle, and this will be like the pelvis, the lower area. This could be a little bit smaller. And then somewhere in the middle, I draw a big circle, and that is going to be the shoulders and the rib cage where that all appears. Okay, so that is your basic body. And then I draw a little circle on this side. I might do a connector line and do a little circle on that side. These things you won't see in the finished drawing, or you wouldn't see in a normal drawing, but these are going to be the shoulders. And you do kind of the same thing in the back for the back legs. And then those little circles where the shoulders go, that is where you extend your arms or your legs from. Okay? So, there we go. Okay? See? That's just a basic stick figure right there. If you want, you could put little balls for the knees and the shoulders, if you will. You can do little, almost like socks for the feet. Okay? This is a creature that runs on all fours, allegedly. So I'm going to stick with that theme for the most part. So, yeah, it's a basic stick figure. How about we draw that stick figure again? I'm going to start with the head. This time, I'm going to do something different, and I'm going to make this spine, I'm just going to make a little tiny line right there for the spine. Why am I doing that? Because this squonk is going to be looking right at you. So I'm going to do the sort of pelvic area behind there, and then the rib cage almost encompassing those two. That might get confusing. I could potentially use a second color. So here, I'll put some purple for the head, and then I will do some red for the pelvis all the way in the back. Okay? And then you can put the shoulders on either side of the big circle. You can put the connections for the legs on either side of the little circle in the back. And then you draw those legs. So you go about halfway down, and you can maybe have a wide gape if you want, like that. Little dots for elbows, and then draw lines down from the pelvis. You can maybe make them about equal to the where the elbows meet, and then continue back down like that, and then the little socks, and the little socks, socks, socks. So you have this creature looking right at you, essentially. And then as you get better at this, more sort of experienced, you can even, if you want, start to kind of shade in like the head a little bit, and then maybe do a lighter color for the body. Don't really have to do this, but this will just illustrate the point. And this creature will start to come alive. You don't even have to color the pelvis because it's so far back and behind everything else, you would never see it. So you actually save yourself a little bit of drawing that way. Okay, so you have this creature looking right at you. Okay, so let us continue on. Let's do some more poses, okay? So now, this creature is known for its evasiveness, right? So what if we want the creature to run? So I'll do the circle over there. And this time I'm going to do it as a little bit of an oval instead of a circle. Perhaps the side of the head could be a little bit different shape. It might be more narrow on one side than the other. And then bring out the spine nice and long with the pelvis in the back. And then sort of the rib cage in the middle like that. And then I'm going to switch colors again. This time I'm going to red. So now we have that shoulder there, the other shoulder in the back. And this time we're going to get a little more wild with it, make them wider. I'm going to do the pelvis here. There we go. Just make them nice and wide so it has this sort of running gape. Okay, like it's running away. And you can adjust, if you're worried that the limbs are going to touch and trip over each other, you can adjust things at this stage. When you're using a pencil or like a highlighter or something that'll disappear, you can mess around with this as much as you want, and that saves you a little bit of drawing in the end. So, and then as you get more used to your stick figures, you know what we're doing. You can also start to add a little bit of form. So with these sticks, I can put in these little sort of long ovals. Still going to extend this a little bit. And see, that one's not going to be as seen as much. You can make these longer ovals for the legs. There we go. So this thing has a little more depth to it. And then eventually, you can go ahead and cover that with all the wrinkles and all that stuff. Eventually gets covered over. Like so. Like so. Have its cheeks sort of running behind, trailing behind. So eventually, you wind up with this creature that is like running. Okay? So you have that. You can shade the bottom there or not, but don't worry about it. So now we can just start thinking about just some quick poses. As we continue with our stick figures, just keep redrawing them and redrawing them, fill up pages with them. Do not worry. Do front and back if you want to. And then just mess around. So you could do maybe, let's see, what if the Squonk were standing on its hind legs? What would that look like? Or trying to stand, if it's a four-legged animal. So something like that. So you could have a standing Squonk. You could have a squonk that maybe maybe the squonk thinks it's a person and decides it wants to sit down. Maybe it's waiting for the bus. So you have that. Here, I'll give the squonk a little bench to sit on. Looking a little more like a person, huh? You can make that belly bigger if you want. So that pelvis, by the way, yeah, you don't have to keep things with in one size. If this is a bigger animal, make that pelvis bigger. Give it a big old belly. You can make the shoulders less wide. Play with the size of the head. You could have it doing something silly. How about let's see. Maybe the squonk, for some reason, for the first time in its life, is really happy. So it just does a yay! Like that. Or maybe it's climbing upward somewhere. Who knows? So keep on drawing these stick figures. Keep messing around with poses. Fill out your sketchbooks or drawing books with them, and you will get better and better. And you do not just have to do that with a squonk. See these sort of skeletons. Oh, how about that? Do you think about that? Remember, I said these were understructure. So these stick figures really are like skeletons. You have a skeleton, do you not? I know I do. If we did not have skeletons, I would not be able to sit up. You probably would not be able to raise your arm to draw in the first place. So you start thinking of them that way, pretty soon you get a better idea of the squonk that is inside. You get used to the creature that is inside. Okay? So after a while of drawing these, you start to see, like, okay, this is how that is going to fit over that. That is how that's going to fit over that. And you actually just become more familiar with your drawing character. Okay? So keep drawing those stick figures. Yes. So, as my challenge to you for the next time, I would like you to send me one or two of your favorite stick figure poses. I want to see stick squonks on the monster web. Go ahead. Oh, and to get to know the squonk even better, on the next video, I'm going to fill you in even further on the mystery of the squonk. Just where does it disappear to? What happens to it? Find out next time. Until then, stay monstrous.